Hello, everybody. Donnie Seymour here with SportsbookReview.com. It is bowl season. The lines are out. And we got a handful of interesting football games to do a quick preview on to get you ready for bowl season. Also, if you don't know where to find these odds, folks, always go to SBRodds.com to get all the latest line movements. Let's start with a few bowl games on December 21st, SMU and Florida Atlantic. Donnie, why are we talking about this football game? Well, there are some interesting factors here. FAU head football coach Lane Kiffin, obviously no longer the head football coach as he did take the job heading to Oxford to coach Ole Miss in the SEC. You saw Florida Atlantic go out and win their conference. Now they're going to show up in a bowl game without their head coach and take on SMU. This line opened up offshore at -3. Still sitting at -3 with some juice. 115s, 120s, depending on where you're shopping at. Also, same day, Washington and Boise State. Another interesting game due to the fact that Chris Peterson stepped down as head football coach of the Washington Huskies. And that's more of a regional rivalry. What do you get out of it here if you're Washington? Also, keep in mind, Washington quarterback Jacob Eason might not play in the bowl game, might turn pro. A lot still to decipher in that information as they talk to the family, go through their agent process, and see what's the best fit for them. But also, is Boise State more excited for this football game? Obviously, coming off winning the Mountain West Conference with a big victory over Hawaii at home. Now you get the level up in competition, which is always Boise's acumen in these bowl games. But when you took a look at Washington, how excited are you to play actually Boise State? The line opens up at -3, now sitting at -3.5 in the favor of the Washington Huskies. UAB and Appalachian State. Last time we saw Appalachian State out there winning their conference at home versus UL Lafayette. And you say, you know what? We already beat an SEC football team. I can't wait to see what bowl game we go to and play. And they give you UAB, who lost in their conference championship game to, obviously, FAU. That line opens up at 17.5, but actually has come down a little bit to 16 and 16.5 across the board. BYU and Hawaii, always an interesting game because this game takes place on Christmas Eve out in Hawaii. So a de facto home game for the Hawaii squad. BYU goes out there, opened up at -2.5, now sitting at 1.5s and 2s across the board. Miami, Florida, and Louisiana Tech the day after Christmas. Boy, I could see how excited those Miami Hurricanes will be to play in this football game versus Louisiana Tech. They open up as 7.5-point favorites and quickly drops below a touchdown to 6.5. Manny Diaz and the boys, you want to go and play an upper-level competition. You want to be able to get excited for a game. They get Louisiana Tech. And they get Louisiana Tech in Shreveport, Louisiana. Keep it moving forward here. 12-27. That's going to be USC and Iowa. Pac-12 team facing off against a Big Ten opponent. That line opens up at -2.5 in the favor of Iowa. Currently sitting at 1s and 1.5s across the board right now. So USC drawing some interest here. Washington State and Air Force. You got the air raid attack versus Air Force. And the good thing about it, if you're Washington State, should be able to move the football against Air Force. But you do get an extra couple weeks to prepare for that Air Force offense. If we take a look at 12-28, that's the big day, December 28th. Iowa State and Notre Dame. Is Notre Dame how excited you are to play Iowa State? Iowa State probably factors in to be a little bit more excited to be in this spot. Notre Dame opens up as a -3.5-point favorite in that game. Memphis and Penn State. Penn State also good year. You also extended your head football coach, James Franklin. Memphis loses their head football coach as Norvell goes from Memphis over to Florida State. This game opens up -7.5, now sitting at just a touchdown. So a little bit of interest here coming in on Memphis. Then you have the two big bowls, obviously, in the college football playoff. Oklahoma and LSU. How about this? In a college football playoff, they open up -12 and quickly head to -14. Looks like Heisman Trophy winner, or supposed Heisman Trophy winner, Joe Burrow's taking in some money. That line also opens up as a total, folks. Get this, 76, and now currently sits at 75.5. And also keep it going here in the college football playoff, Clemson and Ohio State. This game is the draw. How much fun is that going to be? The total opens up in this football game at 63.5, and Clemson as a favorite in this game, despite being the lower-seeded team. They open up at -2, -2.5, currently sitting at -2s across the board. Also, one more game to preview on the 30th of December, Virginia and Florida. You saw Virginia get squashed, obviously, in the ACC title game to Clemson, but they still have a lot to play for, leveling up in competition, playing an SEC foe, and Florida's put a good season together and want to put a cap on that winning season and finish in the top 10. That total opens up at 54 and a favorite to the Florida Gators at -13.5. Bowl season, we got you all covered here at SportsbookReview.com. As we said earlier, all these line changes every single day. Get those updates at SBRodds.com. It's bowl season. It's a lot of fun. I'm Donnie Seymour with SportsbookReview.com. Good luck on those wagers out there.